The bridge is talking about how it has to be you. Could you tell me the same? Almost like he's talking to the fans. He's talking to whoever is willing to listen. Are you willing to do the same for me and tell me that you live your life with no regrets?
시간을 돌아가도 난 똑같아 1초도 한순간도 I don't regret it 후회 따위 절대 never 내 두 눈을 가만히 바라보다가 매일 불러줬던 노래 멈춘 것 내 손을 놓았던 것 이상 넌 행복이 아니라서 그만하자며 내 맘을 말했던 것널 울려버렸던 것 나 그대로 돌아가니 앞에서
And yeah, I recognize him from Monster X, I know. Ooh. Damn. Whoa. 멈추고 사랑한다고 말한 것날 꽉 안아줬던 것 더 이상 친구로 널 대하는 건 그만하자며 내 맘을 고백한 것 축복 같은 너라서 나 그대로 돌아가니 앞에 선대도 변하는 건 없어 Whoa. Holy. Okay, so before we actually take this back and talk a little bit about some of these visuals, I do want to touch on, obviously, WONHO looks absolutely fantastic. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not slightly jealous of his physique, and 99.9% of us would probably wish to have this type of physique, and the same percentage of us would probably not be able to achieve that with the amount of discipline and dedication that it would take to be at such a level. So him kind of, if I look like that, I'd probably make all of these reactions shirtless as well. So who am I to say anything other than good fucking job, dude? Kudos to you. But as far as like the message of the song goes, I felt like it's a message that needed to be expressed, because the lyrics are literally, when I go back in time, I'll be the same. Not for a moment, I don't regret it. I don't regret, letting go of your hand, saying that we should end it, saying you no longer make me happy, and making you cry, despite sounding a little bit harsh, obviously, in the moment, reminiscing about all these things that happened that led me to becoming the person that I am today. If I could go back in time, I would not change anything, because you cannot live your life in regret. Because some of these visuals almost represent him living in almost like this mental prison of sorts. We also have a scene where he is surrounded by various versions of him as he runs eventually into the light, to represent the fact that you cannot be controlled by the what ifs and what would have happened if I did this differently. This song is essentially telling you that no matter what happened, I would not change anything, because all of these things have led me to become the person that I am today, and I'm very happy. And living a life full of regrets and thinking about what would have happened if I did this differently, you cannot live your life this way. Whether it's singing about an actual relationship or singing about, I don't know what led to his departure from Monster X. Maybe it has something to do with that, not regretting the fact that I'm no longer part of that group because I became someone that is very happy in their own skin. And some of these things had to happen in order for me to be the person that I am today. So I feel like the message overall is very positive, despite being very blunt. I feel like bluntness is very important at some instances, because it's the only thing that is going to really pierce through a very oblivious mindset, and a type of mindset where you constantly doubt yourself and think about the what ifs and what would have happened if I did this differently. He's pretty much cutting through all of it and is telling you that you should not live your life in regret. He certainly isn't living his life in regret.
시간을 돌아가도 난 똑같아 잊혀도 한순간도
Like, he's literally is his own torturer.
따위 절대 never 내 두 눈을 가만히 바라보다가 매일 불러줬던 노래 멈춘 것 내 손을 놓았던 것 더 이상 넌 행복이 아니라서 그만하자며 내 맘을 말했던 것널 울려버렸던 것 나 그대로 돌아가니 앞에 선데도 변하는 건 없어 하나도
I feel like there's something very admirable about the fact that, he's willing to stand in front of his worst mistakes and look them in the face, almost like, and say that he doesn't regret what happened. He doesn't regret the way that he handled it, because at the end of the day, you cannot live your life in regret, because it will drive you insane. You have to live your life in the present, and you have to focus on you right now, not you in the past. And I love the fact that at the same time, if he had done something differently, like let's say a relationship where he's talking about, I don't regret making you cry, letting go of your hand, breaking up with you essentially. What if he had stayed? Now you're in a relationship where you're stuck and you're just doing it because you don't want to break that person's heart. Even if you care for them, you don't have that love that you used to have for them. In that moment, you thought about yourself, and you also thought about the fact that this person deserves better. So even though in reality these actions will prove to be the best course of action in the future, and in the actual moment it feels like it's a big mistake, and you made someone very sad, and you broke their heart. They got depressed and whatnot, and then it made you depressed as well. But as time went by, you kind of realized that all of these things needed to happen, which is why as time went by, I realized that no matter what happened, I have no regrets, which is pretty beautiful. Being able to stand in front of your worst mistakes and be like, I don't regret it at all, is quite admirable.
선데도 변하는 건 없어 하나도 No Cause 난 더없이 행복해 지금 이 순간 후회하지 않아 난 Yeah I don't regret it regret it baby 다시 듣고 싶다면 I say it again
I do like the fact that as he is singing about baby, if you want to hear it again, I'll say it anytime. My answer remains the same. As he's throwing the glass up against the wall and the glass shattering, obviously, it's almost like the bursting of the bubble. Like, make no mistake, there is no doubt the glass almost represents the relationship, and any ounce of doubt has been shattered. The answer will remain the same, which is actually pretty symbolic as it shatters. And then we go to the visual of their hands, of him letting go of her hand. It's like literally shattering, bursting the bubble on this illusion that maybe there is an outcome where you and I remain together.
후회하지 않아 난 Yeah, I won't regret it, regret it Baby 다시 듣고 싶다면 I'll say it again 언제든 말해줄게 Yeah, I don't regret it 내 답은 늘 똑같아 내 두 눈을 가만히 바라보다가 노래 멈추고 사랑한다고 말한 것 날 꽉 안아줬던 것 더 이상 친구로 널 대하는 건 그만하자며 내 맘을 고백한 것 축복 같은 너라서 나 그대로 돌아가니 앞에 선대도 변하는 건 없어 하나도 No
Damn.
Cause 난 더
This is pretty cool because it's almost like the truth will set you free as he is ascending and turning into this we're going into this cartoonish section.
없이 행복해 지금 이 순간 후회하지 않아 난 Yeah, I don't regret it, regret it
He's free as a bird almost as if.
I'll say it again 언제든 말해줄게 Yeah, I don't regret it, regret it 오직 너여야 행복해 너도 이렇게 나에게 말해줄래 Yeah, I don't regret it, regret it Baby, 영원히 널 지킬게 I'll say it again 언제든 말해줄게 Yeah, I don't regret it
Damn, I really like his vocals here.
나를 돌아가도 난 똑같아 있어도 한순간도 I don't regret it 후회 따위 절대 never
This was an absolutely beautiful song, and I actually took me a second to realize the first verse is focusing about a section where it's almost like focusing on your past mistakes and not being regretful of them, whereas the second verse is focusing on the fact that I don't regret the happy moments or the sad moments. There's nothing in my life that I regret that I would go back in time to change. The bridge is talking about how it has to be you. Could you tell me the same? Almost like he's talking to the fans, he's talking to whoever is willing to listen. Are you willing to do the same for me and tell me that you live your life with no regrets? Which is very interesting with the ending section. He's walking away from an explosion in reverse. The explosion would be if I possibly had lived my life in all of those regrets and my life would explode or implode rather. So I'm walking away and therefore reversing the damage because I'm not focusing on the things that bring me no benefit. Because whether I wouldn't be able to focus on the positives if there were no negatives. You can't appreciate happiness if there's never an ounce of sadness in your life. I really loved WONHO's vocals, especially in that chorus. It almost felt anthemic as he is just showing off his abs too, but he's showing off the message of the song, which is everything happens for a reason, essentially. So don't focus too much on your past, or let the past experiences like shape you into the person that you are today, but don't let those past experiences live rent free in your head. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comment section if I made any sense at all of this music video, or if there's any additional meaning to this. Feel free to drop some knowledge in the comment section, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.